All right, so welcome to the next lesson. Basically, I'm sitting here right now and realizing that there's probably one thing I should have added to the last lesson when we're talking about the Pax Romana and just this idea where it's just safe to travel everywhere and life seems so awesome and just things were going really well, just all over just things were going great. And that is, it's during the Pax Romana, during these 200 years of just life is good, well, that this starts. We get Christianity. So in one of the conquered provinces of the Roman Empire, a place called Judea, you have the religion of Judaism there, and in the religion of Judaism, it's believed that a Messiah would come to save them, type thing. I'm assuming a lot of you have heard this before. I'll just bring all this up right now. But just kind of long story short, a guy named Jesus Christ is born, and he claims to be this Jewish Messiah. And then he also claims not just to be, say, a Jewish Messiah, but a Messiah to all, Jew and Gentile, Gentile being a reference to anybody that is not Jewish. And basically the reason why I'm saying that I should have brought this up during the Pax Romana, is that this becomes a great missionary religion. Christianity does, and it also has a great message of hope. How do I put this? Well, first off, when I say it's a missionary religion, these people that become very diehard followers of Christ's teachings are able to travel basically travel safely all over the Roman Empire itself and spread the message spread the good news, or what they call the gospel, spread Christianity around the Roman Empire. And because it was a message of just that really spoke to especially a lot of the poor classes, but even some of your more of your elitists even converted to this. It becomes a very popular religion. But there's also a problem with this religion that causes, I shouldn't say, not a problem with the religion. There's a problem between this religion and the already established religions within the Roman Empire. Now, just backing up a little bit, all the religions of the Roman Empire, things like the Roman gods, the Greek gods, the Egyptian gods, all the way up to like the Celtic, the Gallic gods, the Norse and Germanic gods. Like you have all these polytheistic religions all throughout the Roman Empire, and that's it. They're polytheistic, and they kind of work well with each other. Like there's a lot of records where we'll see like a Roman historian write about the gods of the Germans or write about the gods of the Gauls or the tribes in Spain, and they attribute them to certain things. Like for instance, let me get this right. I could be very wrong on this one, but I believe like the god Apollo, the god Thor in Norse mythology is always represented by the Roman god Apollo because there's a lot of similarities between the two. So anyways, just that being said, they were able to attribute that way. And of course, there's differences, and of course you had your different religions, but in a way they kind of got along with each other a bit. Then you get this religion there that's very monotheistic, a belief in one God, saying, no, it's this God and all other gods are false. That's going to cause some problems within society, especially as you see kind of some Roman elites and some Greek elites and some Egyptian elites and some Gallic elites starting converting to this as well as a lot of the lower classes converting to this religion. Now, the reason why they convert to this religion is, like I said earlier, it offers a lot more hope. Whereas in a lot of these other religions, like the religion of the Roman gods and the Greek gods, unless you have some divine blood in you, like Augustus does, you're pretty much awaiting your soul going down to Hades and just kind of floating off into nothingness. And really, it's almost like there's nothing to look forward to in the afterlife. Then Christianity comes around and says, no, wait a second. This life is more like a big test. You need to do really well in this life. Choose right over wrong. Do what God says is the right thing to do. And if you can do that, no matter what your circumstance, you could be a slave. You can be the poorest person on earth, but if you do a good job of being a good person, do those things that Jesus Christ says that you need to do in order to be a good person, then you'll get into heaven and you'll be greater than any of those elitists out there. Those people that keep putting you down, or you keep feeling like you have an awful life and you can't get anywhere. Well, all you have to do is live a good life and you'll have the happiest life you could ever dream of in heaven. And those that don't do a good job, maybe those people you see that have a good life today, but they're really evil and they take advantage of people, well, they're going to go to hell. I am very much simplifying this, and yes, I'm definitely not going to talk about the differences of on the teachings of this between all the different ways of Christianity out there today, but that's the simple way to look at it and why it offered so much hope 2,000 years ago when Christianity starts. So it becomes a very, very popular religion, but it does cause a lot of tension because of this monotheistic draw, like, it's our way or the highway type thing, versus all of these polytheistic religions out there, like the Roman gods, the Greek gods, the Egyptian gods, yada, yada, yada. So, but it's a big deal. But you could argue that one of the main reasons why Christianity was able to become so big was because of that Pax Romana. Yes, it offered a message of hope, yes, but because those missionaries could go out and just spread the word across and travel safely, even though there was heavy persecution against Christians, at least in the beginning of this whole thing, before Rome actually converts to be Christian, because that's another reason why I definitely put this in here, is Rome actually does become fully Christian later on. It takes about 200 and some odd years to happen. But there you go. But I'm about to go into a lot of stories about just how Christians are persecuted. I'll get that a little bit into that in the next lesson as we start getting back into like the Roman emperors and stuff. But here you go. This is the lesson on basically the birth of Christianity that happens within the Roman Empire and is definitely helped by the whole idea of the Pax Romana. So I will see you in the next video.